hours. Meanwhile, that gentleman in question, Joe Breen, passenger on this train. Joe, we very much appreciate your time here in what is, well, judging by the pictures we're seeing, the aftermath of an awful moment. What can you tell us about what you experienced?
Yes, hello. Yeah, I was taking the train into Hoboken. I do it maybe 8 or 10 times a year. We went through the tunnel just north of the train station, and the train stopped, which is not unusual. I guess they have to see which track they're going to pull in on. The train started up again, and I was going, I speculate, maybe 10 to 15 miles an hour into the station, and it never slowed down. And it rammed into the barrier and basically just kept going. I was seated in the train car. I imagine I was maybe 4 or 5 cars back from the front. There were people standing up in the aisle getting ready to depart the car, and everybody kind of flew backwards towards the front of the train. A few people, banged their head a little bit, got a little shaken up, but, it was not a super high rate of speed there, so, there was no severe injuries in my train car. I got out of the car, and there was a lot of people stopped there because the train must have run right across the concourse where the people exit the station, and people were kind of trapped in there. They couldn't get by where the train had gone through the barrier. But it looked terrible. The first car of the train was past the barrier. It might have been up against the wall. It was kind of pointing to the right. I didn't see that much when I exited the car. I had to go back to the back of the train and cross the tracks to get out of the station. But I could tell that there were wires down. There was damage, a lot of damage inside the train station, and there must have been many, many people who were hit by the train as it across the concourse.
Yeah, the initial reports, Joe, do suggest that those injured were either on that first car, as you mentioned, the car that passed by the barrier that actually struck the wall in question, but perhaps many more were those standing on that platform. As you mentioned, this 8:30 a.m., the absolute peak of morning rush hour here in the greater New York City area. Just how crowded was that platform when you left the train?
Well, again, it was kind of, I'm not sure what track I was on. It might have been maybe 4 or 5 or 6 that the train pulled into. But basically, there's a lot of trains pulling in at that time. People get off the train, and they all have to go to the concourse, going across to get outside or to go to the station. So there's got to be hundreds and hundreds of people walking by at that time of the morning, and probably everybody that exited my train was probably in that line because they couldn't get by the front of the train to get out of the station.
What was the evacuation process like, Joe?
Well, basically, I wanted to get out of there, so I saw some people going north and crossing the train tracks to get over towards the bus station right next to the train station. So I basically did that, and that was the only way, I think, to get out of there. So,
what was your... Go ahead.
Yeah, I mean, I did see the front of the train. It was terrible. There was a lot of wires down. It looked like there was damage to the ceiling. I guess there's maybe some kind of pole going up to the ceiling that was maybe broken apart, and part of the ceiling was coming down with some wires and stuff dangling. So it was a mess there. I just wanted to get out, basically, and was out of there in 3 or 4 minutes.
It's certainly understandable. There were reports, Joe, that perhaps the train struck multiple I-beams prior to final impact. Was it your sense that that is what occurred, or was the impact sole as it was sudden?
Well, there may be some I-beams there where the barrier is. I'm not exactly sure what's there, but it was a pretty jarring impact. And I guess with the weight of the train, basically just pushed through whatever was there at the end of the barrier.
What can you tell us about the response of emergency personnel, first responders to the scene?
Yeah, I mean, when I got out of the station, I mean, there was already many fire trucks coming in, many police cars coming in. There was already yellow tape put up. There was actually what looked like a few injured people that must have been carried out of the station and were outside, and people were attending to them. So, I mean, it was quick. I speculate that the train pulled in right around 8:45, and probably within the 3, 4, 5 minutes that it took me to get out of the station, there was already many first responders there.
Joe, are you still on the scene?
No, I have a client, the law office of Flowers and O'Brien, that is within maybe a half a mile of the station, and they were there to pick me up. One of the attorneys, Curry Flowers, was there waiting for me. So I had to walk a block away. He was there, and I phoned him, and we were able to get in his car and go back to the office. So I've been at their office since approximately 9 o'clock or so.
Joe, you seem understandably shaken. As we are speaking, images are playing on our screen of what appear to be dozens and dozens of bloodied and dazed people, both passengers and perhaps those who were injured on the platform. In those initial moments then, upon exiting that train, what was your sense of the injured around you?
I knew it was bad. I mean, just seeing that first car across the concourse where all the people exit, I mean, I was back, maybe 20 to 30 yards, but I could see that first car, past the concourse up against, I think there's a wall there, I knew it was bad. And, it seemed like the train, had pushed up. Maybe the first couple cars were maybe in bad shape of the train. So I'm sure there were people on the train that were hurt, and anybody that was walking by when that front of the train came through, obviously they were in danger of their lives.
Again, as the situation, however grimly does begin, or continue rather, to unfold, Joe Breen, we very much thank you for your insights and the time you spent with us, and our thoughts here are certainly with you in the aftermath, again, of what seems an unimaginable moment this morning. Again, thank you so much for joining us today.
Okay, thank you.